Hello, good afternoon. My name is Theresa Hawco from 31 Virtues. Many of you have seen me on these videos before, and my intention and purpose is to do videos about one of the 31 virtues that I wrote about. And today's virtue is understanding. It sounds like a simple little word, but when we get into it today, it's going to have more meaning, I believe, because I think that once we understand a situation, a person, a culture, anything like that, then we have a better connection to what it is we're trying to understand. And so when I was thinking about uh, who should I bring on as a guest to talk about understanding or to understand more of what this person's person is or purpose is. And I thought of this amazing man who I've been following for about a year now. He has a Facebook page called Voice of Men 360. And you can go on Facebook and connect with him, sign on, follow him, because he has all kinds of daily great things and great videos to share with the world. So today I have to wear my glasses. I'm going to read a little bit about this guy. I have to read it because I can't remember all the great things about him. His name is Sivam Velautham. I probably didn't say it really right, but he is the founder of Voice of Men 360, and he is the initiator of a few other groups such as IMD Sri Lanka, IMD Maldives, and IMD Malaysia. He is also the host of several live shows, including Vili, V-I-L-I, which means I, panel discussions in Tamil at Voice of Men 360, and Our Society in Tamil at Tamil America TV. He has been giving blood donations for many years. In fact, 57 times. And you know, when you think about that, he has given the gift of life to somebody so many times, someone that he doesn't even know, someone that he saved their life, which I think is phenomenal. CFM has been continuously helping several community organizations for more than 20 years, and he held various positions, including youth coordinator, team leader, and the list goes on and on. The one thing I really like about this man is his passion is about helping others and making a positive impact in our lives, in their lives, and of course, ultimately all of our lives. At the end of the day, he, like I, believe that everything happens for a reason. And if you can understand the power of the mind, brain, and life, you can achieve anything in your life. So this is a tidbit of Sivam. And so I want to read a little, we're going to talk about understanding. And I wanted to have a chat with Sivam today because I really want to put out there the understanding of what he truly is all about. And so I'll read to you a little bit of what Albert Einstein uh, said about understanding. He said, peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding. And that's Albert Einstein. Talk about a smart guy. And I'll read a little bit of one of the things that I talked about understanding. Understanding is an important virtue to have because when we decide to understand, and it is a decision to understand others that are different than us, we end up being more tolerant and accepting. In general, more loving overall. Understanding is using our mind to think something through. By doing this, we will attain better clarity on that situation or purpose or person. By understanding something, we will get more insights and perhaps even become more creative in our life. So I want to welcome Sivam here today because we're going to have a far better understanding about what Voice of Men 360 is all about. So, Sivam, thank you for joining me today. I'm very happy that you're here and we can have a chat about all the amazing work that you do because I've followed you now for a year and I kept thinking, what's this guy all about? What's his purpose? Because you're pretty understated. So I wanted to put the floodlight on you today. So thank you and welcome for coming to my show today.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
Sivam, my first question for you is um, what pivotal moment happened for you to say, yeah, I'm going to do this Voice of Men 360? What was that all about?
Well, I would like to share two things to connect with this dot. But before I go into that, I really want to take a moment to thank Theresa for this great opportunity, amazing opportunity. I know you have been doing a lot of things, but I do really appreciate for this opportunity. Of course, we can connect, uh, like you said, whatever things happen is happening for a reason. Of course, certainly. So taking, if we go back, probably 2018, November 19th,
Mhm.
that's where I was invited to a gala, International Men's Day Gala. Uh, and I wasn't really planned to go, but I went there. My mind said, just go. And then I went there. I
Right.
was sitting down and then I was listening to the keynote speaker's speech. That's the only time it came to my mind that men do have problems. Men do who face problems, situations, because that's the way we were taught up or we were actually raised, you know. So I haven't thought about it until that time. I didn't really realize, to be honest. So right away, my mind said, you know what, I really wanted to do something. I wanted to contribute something to men's world. So then the keynote speaker, actually, his name is Jerome Tulak Singh. So I had a quick chart about 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes, I would say. So within the 5 minutes talks, we could connect. I could connect with his vision, and then I could see the vision. So I started to work with him. But last year, make it shorter, last year, 2020, because of the pandemic, everything was shutting down, and even I totally deleted my social media,
Yeah.
all the platforms, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, even Facebook. I completely deleted. I didn't really, I want to away from social media.
Right.
So 14 days, I left out completely. I had about 15,000 followers on LinkedIn, and everything is gone. So only one thing I had in my mind, that whatever I created, I was the one who created, so I can recreate. So
Mhm.
I completely shut down. And after 14 days, I didn't know what to do. So I was thinking over and over again, what should I do, or what else I can do.
Mhm.
So one day or a couple of days, I had a conversation with Jerome. And then I said, you know what, let's do something towards the well-being of boys and men. Then gradually the next day in the morning, I wanted to start an organization. And I told him, and then he said, okay. And then, of course, before registering, I already started to work on a Facebook group, things like that, small activities, having a meeting and everything.
Right.
That's the moment on the two dots. One is uh, the speech from Jerome that's made me to realize, men do have problems. And the second thing is the time I took a decision to start an organization, though. So these are the two moments, aha moments, maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I mean, uh, I mean, I think it's amazing what you're doing because uh, everybody has a male in their life,
Mhm.
you know. Um, Even if you never knew your father, you everyone seems to have an uncle, a friend, a cousin, a nephew, some male, and so we're all connected to this. This is not like just for a male thing only, but we both know that when we have really healthy mothers and fathers, and they have children, then the children turn out to be healthy as well. And so I think the with you putting the focus on male, MALE, well-being, I think it's one of the biggest things, gifts that, I mean, apart from you giving blood, this is the next best thing because, I mean, I'm sure everybody can look in their lives and know a little male or an older male where we think they're in pain. They could be in pain emotionally and mentally. And the thing is there's really no need for it because when we know better, we do better. And so kudos to you and Jerome for talking about this and getting it out there because it's such an important thing. Um, so before I forget, I've had this question, so I'm sure, like all the other people on Facebook does too. How did you get your name, Voice of Men 360?
It's a very good question. I get all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an interesting, Teresa. One is I was going through a couple of names. Let's say, for example, IMD Canada, or um, IMD Main Voice, or something like that. And
What's IMB? What is that?
International Men's Day.
Ah,
Basically, International Men's Day Canada. But unfortunately, there's a group already named with the same name, so we cannot have the same name anymore. So
right.
we were thinking number of different names, but luckily, what happened was whatever we choose, it's already registered. So we were playing around, and then I was going back and forth. And selecting name. Okay, you know what? Let's put just simple Voice of Men, and Voice of Men already is registered, so you cannot have it. So I put, you know what? Why don't we put 360 number?
Yes, like
So
full.
Exactly. Yeah. No,
Mhm.
the way I was looking at to make it meaningful. See, from the birth to until die or death, the person's life, every stage has a meaning, and all, let's say for the male, from the baby to until the senior or elder until the death.
Yes.
So you can actually going back to 1 degree, I mean 0 to 360. So that's the
Eh,
one other thing that I want to make it to connect with that.
yeah, so full circle.
Full circle,
Full circle.
exactly.
Well, I like this name better, and I'll tell you why. Because in my opinion,
Yeah,
every day is Men's Day,
of course. Yeah.
right? It's a focus that we need to do every day. And so when I first saw your name, I thought, gee, I wonder how they got their name. And I think Voice of Men. I mean, it's like everything has energy. And when I saw that, I mean, I don't even know where you came from off Facebook, but it landed on my page, and when I saw it, it was really intriguing. I thought, yeah, Voice of Men. It's so good to give every man, boy, little male child. I just had a great grandson actually, and I was looking at him the other day, funny enough, and I was holding him. He's just born, and I thought, I want him to have a voice. And and the only way he's going to have a voice is by you doing your work and me doing my work. So I think it's really an amazing thing, Sivam, to give our male population a voice. And this is why I wanted to talk to you today, to get a better understanding. So now I noticed that you put out lots of videos on Voice of Men. And what is your purpose of doing that?
Well, thank you for the actually the input. I take it as an input more than compliment, because it makes a lot of sense, and also it actually gives me some boost, end of the day, because when we think about that, people had to see that and understand that, right? So the purpose actually creating awareness, basically, right?
Yes,
Because I'm not an expert, or I'm not going to say, what, advising somebody to do this or follow this. I'm not in that position, or it's not my intention. My intention is very simple. Whatever I have been experienced in the last number of years, let's say I'm 46 years old, let's say even 40 years, whatever I have been watching through my lifetime, in my circle, or in my relationships, or in my culture or society, wherever, friend circle, wherever. That's what I want to share. And then whenever I have some issues, whenever I was realizing about men do have problems. After that, I started to go back every time I come across any situations. Oh, I was in the same situation. How did I feel? What did I come across? Something like that. So whenever it comes anything to my mind, I just simply go back and then share whatever it comes. I don't really prepare anything. Okay, what this topic is supposed to be this way, or that this type of information I had to share.
mhm,
It's I don't want to make it too complication, or uh, too detailed information, because end of the day, sometimes people, I don't know whoever watching, but you just simply sharing my experience, my perspectives, my views on certain things. That's all. But whoever is listening on the other end, they can relate to that point. they can at least see or think differently. Okay, you know what? Yes, this is going on in our society. Um, how much I can relate to this point or situations. Then they can maybe they can change their mindset, or they can have a little bit better understanding. That's all I'm expecting. But I'm not really expecting anybody, you know what, oh, I changed my life completely. No, you can't. So, going back to your virtue of the understanding, because if I don't understand Teresa, and if I don't see myself or the purpose, I don't really, you know, I'm pretty sure you and your audience, all I mean, heard about um, you know what, midlife crisis,
Yes.
right? You have been going through your life for so many years. Suddenly, you wake up one day and then, what the hell I'm doing? You know, I had to change everything. This is what happened to me when I was 13 years, when I was age 39.
Mhm.
So one day I was sitting in my office room in the evening afternoon, and I was just going back and then thinking, you know, what's really going on in my life? Was it all these years serving my purpose, or what is my purpose of life? You know, and these are the questions came to my mind, and from that moment, from that day, I said to myself, you know what, I'm going to change it completely. uh, so one of the question is that can you change completely? No, you can't. But at least you can try to change gradually, one by one.
Yeah.
So age 40, at least I started to change one by one.
Mhm.
Let's say you, if you have to come out from any kind of barrier, any kind of struggles, you had to take simple steps, right? So reading books and then going crazily enough to business meeting and things like that. If I can talk to you right now, that's those are the life learning I come across. Those are the lessons I have been witnessed or experienced. Otherwise, I wouldn't even talk to you today. Anybody. So those journey or those experiences actually taught me, mold me in such a way to identify my inner calling or purpose or mission or vision, whatever you want to name it.
Right.
So as soon as I started this organization, without whether I like it or not, it took me to the next level. I mean, next level means you know, within 1 year we have done so many shows, like let's say nearly 200 shows, different shows, and then we came across with a lot of experiences, a lot of new guests, and then they were coming and then they were sharing their life stories, their life journey. So
Right.
we are creating a space for somebody out there who can come and who can share their personal life stories. When they open up, especially men, when they open up,
Mhm.
we can hear so much, you know.
That's
So
very true. It's one of the things that you said is that I've known for a long, long time is when you, any of us, whenever we express something about our own life, and it seems even sometimes the more personal it is, the more it works. Because when we do that, what I have found is it gives other people permission to express their stuff. And that's truly what real healing is all about, because we can't heal what we don't acknowledge. So it takes a courageous one to stand up and say, you know, when I was 39, like my life as I knew it, when I really took the blinders off, it wasn't really what I thought it was. I need it more because the thing is we can grow up and we can get married and we can buy one house or 10 houses because we think that's the thing of what we're supposed to do. And then a lot of times from being in health and wellness, uh, many times when people are like 39 to mid 40s, that's when they make the biggest changes in their life because they go, wait a minute, like uh, I think I was on my parents' program. Not to blame, for sure. They only want the best for us, but this wasn't my thing. What do I really need to do? And so for you, you go, yeah, I think I need to create a conversation where I'm just talking about my life and it opens up a big venue for people to say, especially boys, men, to say, yeah, I thought it was just me. When I turned 40, I thought, no, I have a lackluster life in some areas. And so you give them permission to express and you give them an outlet because there are many men and boys that may not feel comfortable to go to their family or their within their community culture or anything else. They may not feel comfortable to do that, but when they can call in and write you about some video you've done, then they have a big outlet. And so having said that, have you found that there are people writing into you, uh, connecting with you because of some of the things you say?
Absolutely. The amazing thing is that Teresa, in the last number of shows, I would say, let's say, even with a one year term or little over 1 year, and we come across it a lot of guests. Not only one show, which is one of the popular shows called Open Up. That's where an individual comes and then share his or her experiences or life journey, personal life stories.
Right.
But at the same time, we do have a couple of other shows. So every time they come in, or whoever is watching, and the feedback, let's say not 100% all of them going to say or shared with us, but many of them, they change in a way their mindset, understanding of men's world issues, men's problems, and even boys, youth, and they started to think differently. They changed their perspectives. They changed their views. Even some of them actually, they had a different kind of. They started to have a different kind of conversation with their partner or with their spouse or at home. So these are the kind of changes we are seeing this over these years, over a number of shows. So we were keep adding more and more values. So when we bring those individuals, we don't know, like some of them are they went to suicidal or some extreme cases, right? So when they open up, when they talk about their own personal journey, and you know what, this is the place, this is the safest place I can share. So then somebody else, whoever listening, they are relating, okay, you know what, I'm not alone. I'm not only the one who is experiencing or who is going through this much situation. So
Mhm.
end of the day, understanding, going back to your virtue is understanding, like if they can connect with the guest or the person whoever is on the other end, it's basically understanding their situation. Okay, you know what, I'm not I don't have I'm not going through a big situation or struggles or pain compared to the person who is honestly, genuinely sharing. You know what I mean? So these are the kind of changes and feedback inputs that we are getting back and forth, and it's amazing. I love to always connect with the people, new people every day. So I am connecting with the new people and keeping. See, the only one thing I want to share, that if you have a service, or if you know that service that will help somebody, and that service has value and makes sense, and everybody needs that, so you don't want to hide it, you want to share as much as you want. So that's what I'm doing, that whenever I make a video, or whenever I send a message, a very simple message through texting or Facebook Messenger, to connect with the people, I'm inviting those people to join the group. Not only join the group, inviting to take a look at the shows. If you are open, if you are interested, come and share your life journey, life experiences. We never know, because either I can learn from that person, or whoever on the other end, they can change their mindset. They can simply change some, at least a 1 point or two message they can pick from that story. These are the kind of understanding we need to have more and more, because going back to the title or the name, Voice of Men 360, uh, the voice, if you can, or some of you guys may agree, for so many years, men's voice are suppressed, or even, controlled, pressured in so many ways. So especially now, just today, and day for just today is Father's Day. Fathers have, we, some of us know better that they don't show up their emotions, any kind of happy or sad, or any kind of emotions, they don't show up. So
Right.
what will happen is, what kind of message we are seeing, or they are actually, it doesn't mean they are not human. They are human, we need them, right? So yesterday's boys, today's a man, and tomorrow he's a father too, right? So these are the changes, but whoever controlled or not showing the emotions keep bottling up for many years.
Yeah.
Someday, somewhere, it will explode unexpectedly, right? And physically, mentally, psychologically, it will have so much impact. Not only the same person, but also somebody else close to his or you know the surroundings, the people he belongs to.
Yes. Absolutely. So, you know, I think we were all put here to experience joy and love and, all these great things, pleasures, and we also uh, feel pain. To be human is we're going to feel so many different things. And so what I hear you say is you want to create that platform where to change things, to, I mean, you and I uh, had a little bit of a Facebook conversation the other day about be a man. I mean, that is such a uh, strong negative message, right? Don't cry, be a man, and uh, and so it shuts down that part of the male, and uh, and you feel weak if you feel cry or anything else. And so of course that male little boy grows up and is shut down, and then everybody in that person's life has to is affected by that, right? Not showing emotion. And you're absolutely right. If you suppress, 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 eventually the volcano blows.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. And so by doing what you do is, especially when people are telling their stories, even people that are not writing into you, uh, you're probably impacting so many people's lives, because when a person thinks, oh, I thought it was just me, and then they don't feel alone anymore, at least that process is started, where that person can start, whether they seek help by calling into you or going somewhere else, at least. So what I say you are is you're a farmer. You plant seeds, right? You plant seeds all over the place. And then you start watering them with your videos. And so there's lots of seeds you planted where people get that and they go and they don't even contact you. But you have to feel good about the impact that you're doing, what you're putting on the world that tunes into you, which is huge. So Sivam, um, I mean, I know you're relatively, Voice of Men's relatively young, but if a person is looking in and they go, yeah, that's me too, and me, right? Um, do you have any place where they can actually go for help? If that's not in place now, do you foresee it in the future? Paint the picture for us.
Sure. Thank you for the question. Absolutely. We are actually reaching out to community organization to partner with wherever we can refer to them. Yes, we do have a couple of organization, community organizations that we can redirect. Depends on the case or depends on the individual situations. We can say, what, you can go here or you can go here, something like that. And also, we are still building our public relations with other organizations, either small or big, even any other associations, government officials, or anything, you can name it. We're trying to reach as much as possible, not only the medical professional, but also the personal trainers or personal coaches and things like that, because it's supposed to be it has to be healed, or it has to be treated holistic way. What I mean by that is that, let's say, sometimes some illnesses or some kind of illnesses can be treated with the medications, but most of the times, many times, it has to be look into deeper and have to find the root of the cause,
Right.
not just giving the medication, or just what, do this, follow with this. No, it doesn't work like that, because it's we are pack of emotions, and so much sensitivity and things like that. So we have to treat each individual differently, and look at their childhood traumas and things like that. So we need to bring, or we need to have different sets of people. So we are building our relationship with variety of various or individuals, professions.
Mhm.
So in order to give a full or have a better service, I would say. So, of course, right now we have a space, or we have a people organization that we can refer to. At the same time, we are it's still looking for more. So whoever is wants to join, or who is interested, willing to work with us, of course, you can certainly reach out to us and see how we can work together. you know and also, I just want to point out this, This is also self-healing. When we say understanding, it's also self-healing. Self-healing means, like, for me, it's a self-healing too, because whatever, like I said in the earlier, whatever I have been experienced so far, I want to go back and then see what else I can do for this society in terms of when it comes to boys and men.
Yeah.
You don't want to see the same thing happens to you, to other people though. So how can I change it? One of the incident that unforgettable, or really deepening my thought, is that there's a one friend of mine. He's a younger fellow, and he actually passed away a couple of years back. But his brother passed away. He made a suicide before him 2 3 years back earlier. But I went to I visited his house, and then he was holding my hands, and then he was asking over and over again, brother, what did I do? How come I didn't help him? Or what did I make a mistake? What kind of mistake I made? What happened? See, these are the things that you cannot really answer. You
Right.
couldn't help. But when I went to his funeral home, I saw the tears on the dead body, on the tears of the eyes. Like most of the times, or you never really see tears on the eyes, though. You never.
Right.
But somehow I noticed that I was looking at his body, his face, on I don't know whether it was a right or left hand. I believe it's a left side eye. I see drop, eye
Mm.
drop. So that eye drop was so many questions,
Yes.
because how come because I was I mean, he was literally died on the street. So how come I couldn't, or we couldn't help him? He's
Right.
a very young, talented fellow.
Hmm.
Um, so that question, that face is still I can remember. That day, that moment, I can remember. So these are the situations. These are the moment that how we can change. You don't want to see another suicidal or another sudden death in your society, or especially in your close relationship, close circle though.
Hmm.
So how we can change, at least through simple steps. That's the whole thing is. And the other thing is, soul is a soul. End of the day, it doesn't matter either male or female. We don't call male soul or female soul. Soul
Right.
is a soul. So why we want to have a separation, or why we want to treat separately, or don't show your emotions, or uh, do not cry, be a man. So these are the terms what we are actually feeding to a child brain, child mind. So that's how we want to have an open conversation. We want to at least change the thinking pattern, the whatever the language is going around in our society for many generations. You know.
Well, you know, they say that, and I believe this,
Mhm.
that 80% of changing anything is the awareness. Once you're aware of something, then it only takes a little bit to change it. And so, I feel that in your life, things have been put in your path, like your friend with the tear. I experienced that too, actually, with my brother. And I think, it was his sign to impact you. So where you go, I've got to make some changes. And because we live in a society where a lot of times we think of our little selves, our little self, the little s. But when we step into the big S, our soul, our higher self, that's when we can really use our voice to help change the world. And so I get the feeling, when I was listening to your story, that you had like a few things put in your path in a row where you just went, oh, got it. The floodlight came on. And so, and it takes the focus off the little self and puts it on the higher self, the big self. And that's when magic starts to happen. That's when you think, yeah, I'm going to start this Voice of Men 360. And right. And so all kinds of great things happen. And it's creating the awareness and creating the understanding of what you are all about and what your purpose is all about. And I personally think, I mean, when I look back in my life with males in my life, and I realize it's not even about blame or anything. It's just you don't know what you don't know. And so once you get educated in seeing a different life, then you start doing better. Because I really believe that everybody, male, female, anybody, three things that we all want is to be loved, accepted, and validated. And I think another one would be understood.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because, like, I personally love meeting different cultures. I just love the everything, like the music, the food, the dance, the all of that, and I ask lots of questions, because I want to understand. And I remember many years ago when I first met my husband, and I talk about something, could be just the car, and he'd ask like 7 questions, and I go, oh my gosh. And I go, why so many questions? He goes, well, I'm trying to understand what the problem is. And I used to like, wow, get on my nerves. And then I thought, he's so smart,
Yeah.
because once he got an understanding, once the awareness was created and he got that understanding, he'd go, oh, okay, well, you need to do this, this, and this. And so I think if we bring that to the world and we really understand, um, our male population, all population, but
Mhm.
we're talking about men, Voice of Men 360. But if we can understand the male population and understand where people come from, what were they taught, and it's not an overnight fix, but it's a process. And with you doing what you do, and what I do, we can create that awareness where people can, everyone's on their computer these days. They can plug into yours channel, my channel, and at least they can get some guidance. And that's really what it's about. It's working together to help the whole.
One of the important thing that um, very profound or very you know that whoever is on social media, uh, I wouldn't um, make it into a negative, but what I want to say is, let's say those who are on social media, so only few people they are have a bad time or situations, they are going through some struggles. But whoever has real problems, going through life situations, they are not on social media.
Yeah.
They are one, they supposed to be at the hospital, or they are hiding somewhere. They
Mhm.
are not on social media. So my worries or my concern or our concern is that you and me, we are talking. So let's say whoever is taking this, listening this message, At least whenever you have a conversation with your friend or somebody else, you
Right.
can have this, okay, you know what, oh, I heard about Voice of Men 360 or men's issues they were talking about. At least those person or those people, you know, whoever cannot come forward, cannot be upfront and then talk about their own personal stuff, at
Right.
least they can start to think, okay, you know what, there's a platform, at least I can go there, or I can get some help from there. At least they can talk to somebody. So
Yeah.
these are the kind of awareness we want to create. Because just want to go back quickly to the day I was sitting with at the gala.
Right.
I don't know how many people they were at the gala, let's say 80 or 100 people. From 100 people, I don't know how many they want to, or they went to, or they took a different step and then take to the next level, you know. So at least one person, let's say one person, maybe, I, I'm not saying in an arrogant way, but I just want to say that I thought differently, or one person thought differently. Okay, you know what? How can I do this one? How can I help other people? So that person actually took just one initiative or one step further, and then he started to work on that. Now, in the last number of months or 1 year term, like those whoever hosting the shows came on the programs, or whoever we have um, working with us
Right.
directly or indirectly helping us, we have seen so many changes though, right? But are we really making, are we going on the right direction? Maybe not. But at the same time, when we hear the feedback input, it's really making sense that okay, you know what, we are doing something. The noise is getting out there. There are people out there saying, okay, you know what, you are doing um, something very important. We need it, so don't stop it. Whoever, whatever, say it, don't care about that. Keep doing. So these kind of words we are keep hearing.
Right.
So it's like I said, the inner calling, when you have your understanding. I just want to go back always to your virtue, that understanding.
Right.
If you can understand your inner calling, or if you can find, if you can identify your inner calling in a church, you always have to have your inner calling in a church. Otherwise, you cannot see the vision, or you cannot really go beyond your limitations, right?
Yes.
So the inner calling, if you touch, once you tap into the inner calling, or life purpose or mission, you cannot you cannot go back. You don't want to go back. So that's
Right.
how amazing thing is, the universe will take to the next level, or it will bring all the opportunities in front of you. So
Right.
you cannot really go back.
No, once you open your eyes and see, you can't go back and place, you know, play down that, because uh, you know, because before that you think, oh, okay, I get up, I go to work, I come home, and and it's simple. It's the outer life kind of thing that we live, and we have to live that too. But then once you get a little taste of your calling, you know and I mean, some people have big callings, and there could be someone watching this video now, and their calling is to tell their friend or their child or someone who's depressed, hey, there's a couple of places you can go, and listen to Voice of Men 360. um, you know it's uh, it's just about, I think, resonating, putting yourself out there, resonating with people. And, you may have been the only one out of 80 to 100 people that day that took it and ran with it. And that's okay. Jerome may do another talk tomorrow, and two more people will take it and run with it. And so I think that's the process of life. And it's really about what we want to do with it. And when you were talking about, you know, there's many people that won't see your videos because if they're depressed or anxious, they may not even own a computer. They just may not want to. But the thing is, their sister or their mother or their friend may see your videos, and then it gives them better tools to go back and help that person. So, when I wrote my book there and just released it in February, when I wrote my book, and that was my calling, my book was my calling. And I thought, if I can help one person have a better life, this book is really worth it. And I mean, sure, I would love to impact 7 billion people. But the thing is, it's not about the numbers, it's about the impact. And so I'm sure that you're impacting many people. You may not even get the feedback because not everybody wants to expose their life story in a video, right? Or even write to you. But I'm sure the impact is big. So I have to say thank you so much for giving us clarity. I have way better clarity now as to what you're all about than say a month ago, and so I'm really happy about that. And at the end of the video, at the bottom of the video, I'll put your Voice of Men 360 and whatever else you would like me to add. So people, if any audience here wants to contact Sivam, you can certainly find it underneath this video in YouTube. And you're more than welcome to contact him, and you can take it from there. Sivam, thank you so much. I really appreciate you stopping by and giving us better understanding of what you're all about and I can tell it's your calling, it's your purpose. I mean, I know what do you do for a living, by the way?
I'm a financial advisor.
Oh, so the left brain and the Voice of Men is the right brain. So you're getting your balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Good for you. Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. And I look forward to talking with you soon.
Absolutely. This is a great honor and also my privilege um, to give some kind of clarity or some kind of understanding to
Yes.
you and sharing with other people. And I will leave one message with you guys or with everybody. In sperm, you can see 1.222 millions of lives come in, but only one or two come to this earth, to this universe. So that life or lives has have purpose.
Yes.
So any point in time, why we want to have or why say that the soul has a purpose. So if that soul or if the life suddenly taken away because of the suicide or because of the depression or any kind of mental illness or anything,
Right.
it is not acceptable for me. It is not sad. It is not acceptable for me. So let's say if we can change because of this pandemic, there are
Right.
many lives lost, not only in death, suicidal, or any other form of deaths. But the thing is that if we can change one mind with this message through this platform, at least we can change a lot of lives, a
Yes.
lot of their thinking pattern, mindset, mind change. So just um, take this message with you and also share with other people. Don't just keep it in your mind,
Yeah.
share it with other people. So that's how you can help, you can share, you can change somebody else's life. Thank you for the opportunity, Teresa.
Thank
It's a great pleasure to have with you. Thank you.
thank you so much. And we'll talk soon. Bye for
Absolutely.
now.
Thank you. Take care. Thank you.